Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another Unbiased unboxing. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at this review copy of Beasts and Diplomacy. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you have, I really do appreciate that support. Thank you very much. So I mentioned it's a review copy because it is, in fact, a review copy, and it's about to get on Kickstarter soon. So the components here are almost final. They're really close, is what the designer told me. So we'll see, what they look like, but that's what he said. Now you could see the back of the game box with all the stuff out here, all the cards, and it looks like it's probably set up for 4 players. So it does look really cool. I like that, and it's clear that he's trying to make sure that you get, kind of information you can scan and really understand, what the game's about. So there's a lot of places to plug in to get information. All right, opening it up here, and I literally just got it delivered to UPS. So it appears this copy has been, used and play tested before. So I'm sure yours will not have, the wrinkles and such. It'll be all set up. So it looks like we've got a festival schedule summary here, kind of talking about how the game is going to go. It is two-sided, so you've got these things. All right, so there's a lot of referencing here to show you how this works here. So again, this is just components. I have not looked at the rule book or anything yet. That'll come, and then I will let you guys know what I think about the solo variant. So the other thing that the designer said is that this game has a solo variant versus like a full like Automa or whatever. It's kind of like a beat your own score sort of thing, which I'm totally fine with. So I said, send it on my way. I don't mind those kinds of things at all. But there is no Automa for it. Now, pretty beefy looking rule book here, 46 pages, but it's fully illustrated and it looks like it contains a ton of examples and information. So, because I did quickly look through that. So you could see that they've really, I think they kind of like parcel it out into, here's your different things. You're going to be playing this game in 3 days, and each day has got these divisions into, these 6 situations here. They give you the overview of the beast cards, of the diplomats, the traders, personnel, quests, environments and cages, and then you got the main game. So this whole first part here, 15 pages, was just a lot about how to interpret everything, what's going on. Then we get into the actual setup, the main game, etc. So here's our table setup. And kind of like if you want to do the starter hands, your own setup here, high priority spot blockers, and then before we start, so some other information here, get going. And then the day flow, so the dawn quest assignment, big example on that. Morning, the worker card development setup. So you could see it's just a ton of pictures, which will hopefully help me learn the game quickly. I'll, of course, comment on all this when I do my solo review. But it does look pretty dense. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of rules here. Hope it's intuitive, but they're certainly doing a heck of a lot of explanation. And then how to calculate the scores. So you get a big score summary, and then how you handle tiebreakers. And then that's it. Then you go to the solo mode. So you've got the solo variant, which looks like it's pretty easy to implement because there's not a lot there. And then these achievements, And so I'll talk to you about that when I understand a little bit there. But there's 12 different achievements that you can try to do. So that's cool. Give you a lot of stuff in this type of variant. They also have a family mode and how to set that up. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's see what the components have to offer here. I'm assuming that they probably put these together in bags kind of, as certain hands, etc. So what we'll do is let's take it all out and kind of put it out to the side, and then we'll dive in here, try to see what we've got going on. All right. So here we've got definitely one of each of these for each of the player colors. And I should mention, it is a 1 to 6 player game and 25 minutes per player. So you can have up to 6. All right. And then, yeah, you can see this guy's got, he left in some of his scores and such. So he was using it. All right. Now, what do we have? So let's first check out, and again, I'm sure the art and everything is pretty close, but it's not necessarily final. Let's first check out the boards here. Okay, so here we've got, it looks like this board is kind of modular in effect, right? You're going to put together that part of it. You've got this one over here. And the stuff in the center. Yeah, you could tell this copy got some love. All right, so this. So very colorful boards that all seem to go together one way or another, which of course, I'm sure that'll all be easily understandable from the rule book. All right, now component wise, what's the art look like? What do the cards feel like, etc.? Let's take a look at some of this art. So you definitely have a ton of cards in this game. All right, lots. I mean, it's a card drafting game, so that makes some sense. We got a lot of them. So card quality here right now feels pretty good. Again, this is the prototype, but are almost final. Maybe this is like a pre-production of the cards, but these definitely feel like you don't have to sleeve them if you're not a sleever. I certainly am, but they actually have a decent amount of thickness. So here we've got a blend of art and of icons. Can you see that? Yeah, so you can see the icons are clearly on that side. Very easy to see, but the artwork is there as well. So we've got lots of different beasts here, but really clearly see what it is, see the artwork, see the icons, no problem. So you got a big deck of beasts. Whoops. All right, so lots of different creatures to look at and draft, deploy, etc. All right, what else we've got? Looks like we've got a couple of different things that, let's see, so that's one of those. We have this deck of green cards. So let's take a look at the green first here. So here, these look like all of the personnel kind of things, or the traders. I'm really just got this, so I don't have a lot of information. I'll give you plenty more when the time comes. Very easy to read these cards, very easy to understand what's on them. They blend in the artwork just fine. All right, so that's what you got here. These are most likely your cards that are driving your actions, because they look like, they're kind of like executable kind of cards, so to speak. Okay, so lots there, and then we've got these blue cards, which, these are definitely the trader cards, because they say that. Trader and elite trader. So, don't know why these are upside down or whatever, but I think they're just the way they put them back in. Okay, so you can definitely see lots of information on the cards. Not overwhelming. It blends in with the art just fine. Then we have these. All right, so this looks like you know, this is another deck, two different things here. So we've got these environments, it kind of looks like here. Yeah, like oasis, mountains and forests and canyons, etc. All right. And those are the traders. Then here you have this purple deck here. Okay. Certainly a ton of different cards in this game. There's no shortage of that. All right. Then we have some different components that look like either money, most likely money or points and such. These are just cardboard. You've got some different things here too in a similar fashion than some of those blockers. All right, then let's see what this is. These are most likely my starting hand components, I'm guessing, because they're kind of laid out that way. So you have, you know, a few different cards to start with here, and it looks like you begin with a trader and one of these folks, an environment, a couple of beasts, etc. So these are in the 4 bags that I got, and I don't know for sure if they correspond to any starting hands or whatever, but they were obviously set aside for some reason or another, but I'll look into that. I think this pretty much gives you a good feel, almost. One more thing, 2 more things. So you get these little cards here. Again, I am really impressed with the card quality. If this is the way the game is for you guys, I don't think anybody is going to feel tempted to do a lot of sleeving. You know, me on the other hand, I'm a big sleever, but this does feel really high quality in that standpoint. Okay. Now, this is definitely for each of the components here, or each of the players, pardon me. Here it looks like we have, you know, some beginner stuff, and then this little tile, and your meeples, and a pawn in wood. So you get that in all the player colors. All right, so I'm going to dive into this. It's going to take me a little bit to read through all those rules and such, but the designer has offered to help me figure out whatever questions I have, so hopefully that'll help me clear up anything. And the next time I post a video on this, it'll be a solo review to tell you what I think of the variant and how it goes. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And whatever you do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy.